I see more and more mixtures. I see that both us and our customers and our suppliers and also our technology partners, so universities or academic institutes, I see them moving more and more to what their core strength is. And so you need to work together in order to develop new technology. And real new developments are always crossover between different areas, between different sciences or different applications, or for us, different labs between Lenexa and Corbion. Actually, through that collaboration, you innovate. So I don't see that it's going to be more university or more customers. I just see more collaboration. I think, and I know that we have a lot of solutions that work on shelf life, in helping, working on food safety, making sure that to inhibit microbial growth or even stop it. We have products in confectionery that help the shelf life. We have products in meat that help the shelf life, and also in bread that really extend shelf life. So, do we talk about food waste? No, not necessarily, but indirectly, of course, we do address those big themes, big time. Yeah, in a way, they're like, I find those very intriguing things. They're sort of clean label is a contradiction in itself. So it's a label, but it's clean. So actually, what do we mean? I think with clean label, I think what we try to address is the trend that consumers or society in general is asking for much more transparency on how food is produced, what is in it. Can you be clear and open to what I have? So I think as a food industry and also as a food ingredient industry, we need to become much more we need to start thinking much more about these things. You know, how can we be open about it? I don't think we have much to hide. You've seen our lab. We're quite open about how we develop products. We try to really develop products, stay ahead of the curve. When we talk about when we see that some products are just, you know, we start to see that we want to replace them because we want to become more modern. We do that ahead of legislation usually, because we also learn while we're doing. I think that those trends are moving, but we're quite transparent about that, and we like to stay that way. So that's one thing about clean label. We talk about shelf life. It's almost a contradiction. So if people don't want to have a non-natural, they want to have a full natural product, but they also want to have long shelf life. And you've seen it yourself. If you make a ham with just vinegar as the preservative, you don't get a ham. It becomes it completely denaturates the ham. So how do you do that? How do you make something that's transparent, that consumers trust, and still is a good product that also stays for as long, so that the consumer doesn't have to go to the supermarket every day, but can keep it in their fridge for like 1 or 2 weeks. So there is that balance. How do you do that? And going fully natural sometimes is an option, but there might be ways to find a good in between. What is really emerging, I think we alluded to that already, the transparency, the need for healthy foods, but healthy food that's also convenient and that you can trust. So, you know, I think that's where we as a food ingredients industry have a huge role to play, because it's the redefinition of processed food. People don't like processed food, but they still want to have food that is long for good, that is healthy, and that's convenient. So, you know, how do we as a food industry redefine what we think is affordable, healthy, shelf-stable food? And I think that's where we have a huge role to play.